Hi, welcome to Car Chronicles with B Loves the Love. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. I typically do this when my son is at soccer practice, and the weather here has taken a turn, and so he's either had practice canceled or rescheduled, and then my husband was the one taking him, and so I find it's more fun to do these in the car when I'm waiting for him for his hour and a half, which usually ends up being longer than that practice. So, how are y'all doing? You still reading? I am happy to report that I had already met my Goodreads goal. I set a very low goal this year because last year it was not a good reading year, and I wasn't sure how this year was going to pan out, but I actually did well. I'm doing well. A lot of that, I think I said before, was I read quite a lot of novellas at the beginning of the year towards the middle. And I would go through like 5 novellas a day, like honestly, like 60 pages, maybe 80 pages. So it was very easy to get through. I even reread some books, but I typically, like I said before, there's a number of books that I reread every year. But for some reason, Goodreads, it had changed to where before you could log in all of the dates that you had read a book. I wasn't having any luck doing that, but thankfully I didn't need it. But that was what I would typically do sometimes if I was a little low on books and I typically do a reread. I would add that as part of my number. I don't need it this year. I really read that many books. Again, a lot of novellas. It helped me get out of a reading slump. I'm not even going to tell a genre because it's a little embarrassing, but thankfully I share a queue with another girlfriend of mine, and she reads a lot. And so I am thankful that I have quite a lot of books in the TBR that have been purchased, and all I need to do is download them and read. I am still on my weird, and I say weird only because it's not typically a genre that I read, but it's on my Mafia kick. And I honestly think it's because the ads that are stalking me on Instagram and on Facebook are all Mafia related. I don't know what I did, and obviously I did something because the algorithm is an algorithm based on what you review. I must have clicked on one Mafia one just to kind of read it, and now I'm being stalked by all the Mafia books. So that now is the main genre of romance books that I'm getting referred to. And again, thankfully, the lovely lady who I share my the list with also seems to be getting the same algorithm, because I'll go and see whether or not I have the book, or just to read the summary of it, and lo and behold, it's like read now, so which means it's already been purchased. So I've been reading a lot of books that way. Not all of them have been good. I would say for the most part they've been like 3.5 out of 5 stars, but not any, like, nothing that I'm mad that I read, but also nothing that I'd really like. I'd recommend it if you had, like, you needed a book to read. But I'm finding that a lot of the writing is just not very good. It's just not very good. And so because of that, this last bit has been a bit of a slog with me trying to finish a book. I did read a short Beverly Jenkins novella. From what I read, it was originally part of an anthology, and then she pulled it out for it to be like a separate read. And so I don't even know how that popped up for me as an option to read. I don't know where it came from, but I saw it and I was like, well, it's Beverly Jenkins, I'm gonna read it. And I did enjoy it. I actually read it twice, because that's the joy with novellas. You can read a part of it, you can read the whole thing, and then realize as you're writing your summary, you know what, I'm just gonna go back and reread and make sure that I remembered everything that I read. And so I read it twice yesterday. It was good. There were some grammatical errors, and I put that in my review as well. Like, there were some, the paragraphs were weird, where typically you'd have the paragraph or you'd have quotes so you can kind of follow who is talking, And for some reason, it's like the formatting just got all screwy, and so it was hard to follow, but it didn't make the book any less enjoyable. It was just one of those things where, like, okay, it is what it is. But I wasn't mad at the book. It was a good book because Ms Jenkins only writes good books, Ms Bev. And right now I'm reading another Mafia one. This one is book 2. I did not read book 1, and so I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what exactly happened to the heroine and why she's behaving like she is, and also to the main male character as well. There's a backstory there that they are not going into much, and so I'm having to kind of pick up the breadcrumbs as they're talking about and through and over certain things to kind of get the gist of what the topic is. But I mean, it's fine. It's the end of the year. I may find a Thanksgiving book to read, maybe another Christmas type book. I think I did download or purchased a Christmas book to read, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope that your end of year is going well and that you're able to find some joy in the books that you have. And happy reading.